dead. What the hell? Johansson. Novak. Novak, come in. Great. That's just great. It's the engineer's hibernation chamber. Looks like poor Johansson didn't make it. I should have a second look at him after I manage to open the chamber from the medical room. It's too dark up there. I wouldn't see a thing. The panel doesn't have power. I need something to power it up.
No extra pal. Come in.
Finally. This is Pal. I read you.
Listen, I'm injured. It's really bad.
What is it?
Land spare. Just get to the cockpit as fast as you can.
Okay, hang in there. I'll be there in a minute. It controls the door. The hydraulics are under pressure. If I could release them somehow... Several cables seem to be loose. They must have been torn down when we crashed, and most of the conduits are fried. It's the main power conduit that channels power to the rest of the ship. It seems to be offline. It has a safety switch that shuts down the power going through it to prevent the user from getting electrocuted. The main panel got loose, and it activated the safety. The right engine is shot to hell. Johansson, our late engineer, used to use the top of these cabinets as a work desk. They're full of his stuff. The ship has very little power, and the reactor is offline. I will need some extra power to start it up again. The middle engine looks fine from the outside, but you never know. We'll ultimately find out when we get off this rock. It's too dark there. I wouldn't see a thing. It's the tube that supplies the chamber with the fluid and electricity. Maybe I should check it closer. It's the tube that... Looks like the hibernation chamber is leaking fluid. It's too dark up. The panel is fine. It's empty. I've unscrewed the tube. There's an adapter piece underneath it. I won't be able to tighten the screws with that. I won't be able to tighten the screws with that. I won't be able to tighten the screws with that. That doesn't need fitting together. The wires are too short. I can't wind them into a transformer. Several cables seem to be loose. They must have been... It's beyond repair. It's the main power conduit that channels power to the rest of the ship. I won't be able to tighten the screws with that. There's no terrain data. That doesn't need any electrical patching. That doesn't need any electrical patching. That doesn't need fitting together. Several cables seem... I don't want to unscrew that. I don't want to unscrew... I won't be able to tighten the... I don't want to... It controls the door. The hydraulics are under pressure. It's stuck. The computer must have tried to close it according to the atmosphere containment protocol when we crash landed. I hope the hull is intact. I don't want to put... Looks like the hibernation chamber is leaking. It's too dark. The panel is... I already... I don't want to unscrew that. That doesn't need fitting together. It's the main power conduit that channels power to the rest of the ship. It seems to be offline. I broke it open with the wrench and released the valve. Wow, that does look nasty.
Right. Listen, we need to get this rod out. The suit's medtech has sealed my wounds, so I'm alright for now. But you will have to patch up the holes in the suit after you've removed the rod. You'll need some glue for that, I guess.
I think we might have something in the cargo bay.
Hurry up, alright? And everything shut down after the crash. So I ran it. Tried to get the power back online and reboot the mainframe.
I'll get on it.
I'll monitor your progress on helmet cam. Radio me when you need help.
Thanks, Novak.
That's still Captain to you.
Yeah, make me say it.
Just get to work.
Both consoles blew up. First Novak's, then mine. I got lucky, he didn't. I hope he makes it, though. I admit, I don't like him that much, but I don't want him to die either. The touch panel has no power. I should operate the other screen. There's a small crack behind that bulkhead. It's an endless desert. Why do spaceships always crash land on desert planets? Why couldn't we have crash landed on a tropical beach planet? That won't seal the hull breach. That won't seal the hull breach. There, I've tightened the screws. Wait, that should have turned off the safety, and the conduit should be humming with power. I've screwed the panel back on, but the safety switch is still on, and the conduit is making crackling noises like a badly tuned TV set. Better go with brute force again.
Initiating bootstrap of mainframe. Warning, main reactor offline. Currently operating on auxiliary power.
Finally. Nice job, pal. Computer, determine cause of course deviation.
Course compromised due to an extreme gravitational anomaly.
Specify source of anomaly.
Shockwave regression analysis places source of anomaly on the second planet of a Beta Cygni system.
Specify our current location.
Beta Cygni 2.
Wow, we're on Deadrock? The Deadrock?
Looks like it, yeah.
Well, that's just fantastic. Of all the inescapable places in the galaxy, we had to end up here.
I admit, it sounds pretty bad.
No, this is way worse than bad. We're on the one planet that no one's ever returned from. Even the UN has declared this place off limits.
Well, you're right, but there's nothing we can do about it now. Computer, damage report.
Main reactor offline. Engine 1 and 3 offline. Hibernation chambers 1 and 2 offline. Hibernation chamber 3 non-functional. Hull breaches detected in cockpit, medical room, and cargo bay. Carbon dioxide concentration in ship exceeding toxic levels.
Wow, that's all?
It's not as bad as it sounds.
Yes, it is.
No, listen. We might have a chance to get out of here after all. We still have one engine intact, and the thrusters seem to be working too. But you need to see what's wrong with the hibernation system and seal those breaches. Go and check the CO2 filter in the med room. It hurts like hell when I try to move, so I'll just stay here. But I tried to scan the planet's surface for life signs.
It's supposed to be an examining table, but Johansson used it as an extension of the desk when he ran out of space while working on one of his experiments. But it's surprisingly tidy now.
Opening hibernation chamber 3.
It's a status report on the hibernation chambers. It says there's a malfunction in one of them. If we can't fix the hibernation system, there's no point in even taking off. We wouldn't survive the voyage without hibernation, even if we go to the nearest starbase. I should present it with something to analyze. This device is mostly used to analyze chemical compounds. It's circulating the air and working the CO2 filter at the same time. I'll have to shut it off from the cockpit to get a look at the filter behind it. There's a syringe inside. It's an access panel for the life support system and the power grid. That was pretty easy. This steel pipe is part of the O2 circulation system. I wouldn't do any damage if I removed it. There's a small crack behind that bulkhead. That doesn't need fitting together. That makes no sense. I can see something inside the drain, but I can't reach it with my fingers. It's too deep down. The steel pipe is too thick to stick it down there. I need to figure out some other way to get it out, whatever that is. The screwdriver isn't long enough to pick out whatever's down there. I need to figure out... That turned off the ventilator in the medical room. The readout says that the carbon dioxide levels in the ship are too high. I should operate the other screen. I've taken out the old filter. I'll have to find a replacement somehow, but I'm almost sure that I won't find a spare part on the ship. I might have to rig something together from what I do find.
Analyzing sample. Please stand by. No living cells found in sample.
Did you get that, Novak?
Yeah, it looks like the nutritional fluid is shot to hell. It must have been the extreme gravitational forces. We'll have to replace the fluid somehow.
Have you seen all the sand out there? I doubt there's anything living on this Deadrock. I think I get the name now.
That doesn't really help us, you know. But I've been able to scan the surface, and I found another vessel that has crashed. It's not too far.
Were they caught in the same crap we were?
How am I supposed to know? I don't even know why we crashed. I detected no life signs, so it must have been a while ago. Anyhow, you'll have to visit that other ship.
Ah, crap.
Yeah, I've been unable to jumpstart the reactor. There's just not enough juice. Plus the computer says that the plasma injector is fried in engine 2.
Damn, it looked like it was okay.
The good news is that the other ship is emitting a standard military distress call. So it's probably a military ship, which means compatible parts for us.
I never thought that one day I'd actually appreciate your enthusiasm for all things military.
See? Anyways, see if you can find some replacement for the hibernation fluid and a spare injector for the engine. And we'll need some extra power, so take that empty fuel cell from engineering with you, if you haven't already.
Is that all?
And get me a cheeseburger while you're at it.
Okay, pal out.
Large fries.
Pal out.
Diet Cola.
Knock it off, you stupid son of...
I heard that.
I know. Now let me get to work. I've done my share of it. That doesn't need wrapping into insulation foil. That doesn't need wrapping. That's no use. It's a universal adhesive that uses nanotechnology. This baby fills up holes and cracks like nothing else. The nanobots inside distribute the material so it's absolutely airtight after it is cured. I'll need something to carry it around in. That's a good idea, but parts of the glue gun are still missing, so it doesn't work yet. I could carry some of the nano glue around in that, but I need something I can use to apply the glue to an exact spot. The containers are blocking the way to the back of the cargo bay. They must have fallen down during the crash. I can't move them by hand. The It's full of fine leather jackets. No use climbing it. The upper walkway is blocked as well. I don't want to put that there. I don't want to stink that up. That doesn't need any. That doesn't need fitting together. That's no use. That makes no sense. That doesn't need wrapping. That doesn't require carbon. I don't want to put that. The syringe can't reach whatever's down there. I need to. I don't want to. I don't want to put that. That doesn't need screwing. I don't want to unscrew that. That's no use. That makes no sense. That doesn't need wrapping into insulation foil. That doesn't need any electrical patching. That doesn't need fitting together. Both consoles blew up. It's a small fracture on the ship's hull. This is where I found the I've taken out the old filter. I'll have to find a replacement somehow, but I'm almost sure that I won't find It's a status report. I've opened. That won't do as a replacement filter. That won't do. That won't do. I've done my share of analyzing. That won't do. That's no use. I'll need something with good leverage to move these containers. I'll need something with good leverage. One herring will be perfectly enough. It's a universal adhesive that uses nano. I can't fill that. I can't. managed to get the rod out and seal the suit, but I don't think he'll be able to move anytime soon. His suit's medhack needs to take care of his wounds again. I'll just leave him here to rest for now. Oh yeah, and I broke the syringe in the process. Sorry about that. I managed to get the rod.